Imagine staring at a screen, not of your phone, but of some clunky ancient device, and seeing an image, in unsettling detail, of a future iPhone model years before it's even announced. What if I told you that in the early 2000s, before the first iPhone was even a glimmer in Steve Jobs' eye, multiple individuals independently encountered what they could only describe as an iPhone predictor, a mysterious piece of technology that seemed to show them unreleased Apple products with uncanny accuracy? This isn't just a quirky tech urban legend. It's a chilling confluence of anecdotes that begs the question, how on earth could this be possible? And why has everyone forgotten about it? To understand this strange phenomenon, we need to travel back to a time when flip phones were king, and the idea of a touchscreen smartphone was still firmly in the realm of science fiction. The year is roughly 2003-2005. The first alleged sighting, or rather interaction, was documented by a user named Tech Mystic on a relatively obscure, now-defunct tech forum. He described stumbling upon a dusty, unlabeled device in a flea market in upstate New York. It looked like a brick with a small, monochrome screen, not unlike an early digital camera, but far thicker and heavier. When he powered it on, the screen flickered, showing static, before resolving into an image that made no sense to him at the time. A sleek, rectangular object with a single circular button at the bottom and an almost edge-to-edge display. He meticulously described it: the metallic sheen, the minimalist aesthetic, the way it seemed to almost glow with an inner light. He even noted the iconic square app icons, though he couldn't comprehend their purpose. He dismissed it as a bizarre experimental prototype from a forgotten company, perhaps a defunct PDA. He bought it for a few dollars, took it home, and then, after a week of trying to figure out what it was, it died. He eventually tossed it in a box and forgot about it, until 2007, when Steve Jobs unveiled the original iPhone. That's when Tech Mystic remembered. The device he held in his hands years prior was almost identical to the revolutionary product being presented to the world. Now, one isolated incident might be chalked up to coincidence, a misremembered detail, or even a clever hoax. But then, a few months later, another user, Digital Drifter, posted on a different forum, recounting a strikingly similar experience. Digital Drifter claimed to have found their device in a deceased relative's attic, hidden amongst old ham radio equipment. Their Predictor also resembled an early robust prototype, with a surprisingly high-resolution display for its apparent age. But crucially, Digital Drifter's account added a terrifying new layer. They claimed the device not only displayed images of future iPhones, but also short, silent video snippets demonstrating features that wouldn't exist for years. Gesture controls, multi-touch zooming, even a precursor to Face ID. The most unsettling aspect was the interface itself. It wasn't user-friendly. It was a sparse, almost alien collection of symbols and binary code that Digital Drifter intuited rather than understood. They spoke of a peculiar humming sound emanating from the device and a faint acrid smell, like ozone or burnt circuitry. Both Tech Mystic and Digital Drifter described a profound sense of unease, a feeling that they were peering through a forbidden window into time. These weren't isolated forum posts. Over the next year, similar, though less detailed, accounts emerged. Hushed whispers in tech enthusiast circles, quickly dismissed as urban legends or marketing stunts. But what if they weren't? What if something truly inexplicable was occurring? Whispers began to circulate about a shadowy online collective codenamed Project Nightingale, dedicated to cataloging these anomalies. They believed these devices weren't mere prototypes, but something extraterrestrial, or perhaps a bleed-through from an alternate timeline. The consistent elements across these disparate accounts were too strong to ignore. The heavy, archaic casing, the unusual display technology, the specific visual details of unreleased Apple products, and the inexplicable feeling of temporal dislocation reported by those who interacted with them. The devices invariably died after a short period, becoming inert bricks, preventing any deeper analysis. It was as if they were designed to be experienced briefly, and then disappear, leaving behind only profound questions. But the true climax of this unsettling narrative comes from an anonymous post dating back to late 2008 from a user identifying themselves only as Kronos Observer. This individual claimed to have not simply found one of these predictors, but to have been intentionally given it. Their story is by far the most detailed and chilling. Kronos Observer was a self-proclaimed vintage electronics enthusiast, known in niche forums for restoring obscure hardware. They claimed to have been contacted by an elderly man, a former government contractor, who wished to offload a unique device. This device was heavier, almost obsidian black, and unlike the others, it had no visible power source or charging port. When powered on by pressing a subtle, unmarked indentation, its screen didn't just show static. It displayed a swirling vortex of light before settling on a future vision. Kronos Observer recounted seeing not just specific iPhone models years ahead of their release, such as the iPhone 6, the iPhone X with its notch, and even a concept that looked eerily like a foldable phone, but also accompanying keynotes playing silently, with distorted audio, like echoes from another dimension. They described seeing Steve Jobs, and later Tim Cook, presenting these devices on stages that were yet to be built. The dates on the on-screen graphics would jump wildly: 2010, 2012, 2017, 2021. The device also seemed to project a sense of immense knowledge, of an entire technological lineage unfolding before their eyes. The experience left Kronos Observer physically ill, suffering from severe vertigo and a disorienting sensation of having lived years in mere minutes. They tried to record the screen with another camera, but the images came out distorted, blurry, or just black. After 3 days of intermittent, frightening interactions, the device simply blinked off, becoming a cold, inert block of plastic and metal. Kronos Observer claimed to have opened it up, revealing no discernible electronics, no wires, no circuit boards, only a strange, black, crystalline substance that crumbled to dust upon exposure to air. This final, horrifying account pushed the iPhone predictor beyond a mere curio and into the realm of the truly paranormal. The user deleted their account shortly after posting, fueling further speculation and cementing the mystery. To this day, no definitive iPhone predictor has ever been publicly analyzed. The accounts remain as fragmented whispers, often buried under layers of internet detritus. Are these stories elaborate hoaxes, born from the fertile imagination of early internet users, cleverly leveraging human curiosity about the future? Or are they genuine glimpses, brief fissures in our reality, allowing a glimpse of technological advancements from elsewhere, or even from our own future? The psychological impact on those who claim to have encountered these devices is notable. Many speak of an enduring sense of dread, of feeling out of sync with time, and a persistent unease about the nature of reality itself. Perhaps the reason nobody talks about the iPhone predictor anymore is because the very idea of it is too unsettling, too disruptive to our understanding of causality and technological progression. It challenges the linear path of innovation we take for granted. It suggests that perhaps, just perhaps, the future isn't something we build, but something that, in strange and inexplicable ways, can be glimpsed, bought for a few dollars at a flea market, and then vanish without a trace, leaving only questions and a profound sense of temporal vertigo. One thing is certain: the chilling implications of such a device existing, even briefly, are enough to make you look differently at the phone in your hand. If you want more mysteries like this, the next video explores the vanished passengers of Flight 370.